Looking for the perfect grill? Find yours at Ace, because at Ace, the perfect.
What's up? Wearing my Kenny Omega, the cleaner shirt. I'm going to do a live watch of the third period Edmonton Oilers, Los Angeles Kings playoff game. It's not looking good for the LA Kings right now. We are down by 2 goals with 1 period left. And some pretty questionable calls by the refs in this one. The Kings were about to get a 5-on-3, but the refs said Kevin Fiala, as he's about to shoot from 10 frickin' feet, dives when he got hooked. Yowza. And then they called Pierre-Luc Dubois for a holding penalty on Draisaitl when he had both hands on his stick. It's out of control. But that's not why we're down 3-1. But here we are. We got one more period. And if Pierre-Luc Dubois wants to get the King fan base back in 1 period for a season of shit, it's time to earn that $8.5 million this period. So if you care at all, Mr. Dubois, you will get it together. And if you don't, you could make reservations at Bel Air Country Club for some fat tea times. But that's all right. Draisaitl, that son of a bitch. Their power play just can't be stopped. But, here we go. Third period, babies. We can talk a little bit of stand-up comedy. We can talk, hell, I'll even let you talk about the Dabbleverse tonight. It's a 1 stream only, where the Dabbleverse is on the table. We can talk about the Netflix is a joke fest. I'm literally the only working comic in the city not on the festival. It's unbelievable. Sami Zayn, a pro wrestler, not only is on a comedy festival, he's got his own show. Welcome to my world. So we got to hope Jeff Skinner has a meltdown in this period. I mean, it's possible, but not likely. I mean, Kings are out hitting them like 2-1. Hey, hit the like button, you guys. 5 people in here and 0 likes. Come on, man. I don't ask you cats for much. Uh-oh. I mean, this McDavid character, he's he's like watching a video game. Although I think Draisaitl, he might be up for a contract soon. I wouldn't mind getting him. I mean, I hate the guy, but I'd love to have him on the Kings. He can dive and get us some calls. But that's all right. That's all right. Thank you to the one. All right, we got some likes coming in, hot and heavy. 18 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the Los Angeles Kings hockey season. Come on, Dubois. Start skating like you're not on a bag skate. Come on. One hand on the stick constantly. I mean, I've supported this guy for a very long time, and it's tough. Run someone. Do something. I mean, we got him for the next 7 years. So you King fans who sit there and think we're going to trade him, yeah, you better plug in NHL 24 and make that deal because it ain't happening. That's all right. It's okay. We can talk Israel Palestine. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to talk about that. That's going crazy out here at UCLA and USC. See, the difference most people don't realize is USC is a private university, so they don't tolerate that shit. Whereas UCLA, I could walk on there right now and go, "Hey, I'm here," and they can't do anything about it. USC, they'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here, dude." But I'm also not going to be walking around the USC campus at night, if you know what I mean. Talk about gash. All gash questions are $10 and up. I've got kids in this stream, Stephen. But welcome to the Earlverse. I will be at Hackamania in, I believe, 4 weeks. Let me do the plugs, since this King game is back and forth right now. Welcome to the stream, Stephen. I got the volume on very low. Hackamania. Code is Earl. What up, Dr. Nova? I'm just doing a late night hockey stream. Oh, good. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass. If you hear any buzzing, I'm also doing laundry upstairs. I've got to multitask. What a bummer. King's got to get it together, man. All right, here we go. Dano, come on, baby. Dumps it in the zone. Arvidsson just chilling right now. Pound that like button, guys. There's many ways to help a streamer. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know the rest. Crowd's kind of, oh my God. Dubois almost scored there. Thank you, Dr. Nova. I might lose you on the hockey talk, but, did we get another penalty? These refs are really in the Oilers' back pocket tonight. All right. That clunking machine is the washer. I've got the blankets getting clean, so it might get a little noisy, but that's the Earlverse. You take what you can in the Earlverse and be happy I'm here. I could watch this game by myself. Kip Smith in the house. Thank you to Kip Smith, Jordan the Lion, and Andrew Stovekin for all the thumbnails and cover art for the Earlverse and Inappropriate Earl over the years. The little podcast that could. We're still here all these years later, where most people have stopped doing their podcasts. I have select episodes. Next week, I will have my friend and Inappropriate Earl alumni Eric Audet on the podcast. He has an amazing story about being in a Pakistani prison for 3 years. And, it's very much like the Brad Davis Midnight Express movie from, I believe, 1980. 100% Dr. Nova. Listen, I'm not going to lie. Do I wish there was more people in here right now? I do. I've been approached by several people asking me to talk about the Dabbleverse, have Dabbleverse people as guests on in this stream. And I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'd rather have 7 people in here and talk hockey. I don't know. I thought that could have been a penalty right there. All right, come on. We just need a quick goal here. Oh, thank you, Stephen. I just have, to be honest with you, I have nothing to add to those shows anymore. I'm not down with all the stream sniping and all the negativity. And you know, I mean, I'll call in every now and then with Melton to fuck around a little bit, but I just can't do it. You know, like I love Kevin. I think he's the funniest guy out of us all, but you know, I'm pretty happy in my comedy life. You know, I'm up for big TV. I can't really talk about it, but it's kind of a impractical jokers like type show that would be very nice for me if I got it. So I'm like in general, I'm pretty happy. So I can't just, you know, I'm talking about Kate Meany being a whore and you know, this guy being a drunk and that guy being a ball washer. Although I do find that um, phrase funny. I just, you know, I've checked out of the Dabbleverse. Now a lot of people are like, well, dude, how can you check out of the Dabbleverse and do Hackamania? I'm a comic. If I think a show is going to have a good crowd, I'll play it. Will I be on all the podcasts and shit? You know, I'll go on them, but if they start talking about, I don't know, the Dabbleverse and, you know, all these people that I don't really care about, I'll just get up and, I don't know, I'll go to Wise Guys and do a set and come back. So, you know, we'll see what happens. All right, we got 12 minutes left in the third period. Got a 2-on-1 here. Kane and Perry, all right. Didn't happen. Now we got Kempe, my boy, Adrian Kempe. Just not happening. We are not getting the puck bounces tonight. All right, come on, baby. They are failed comics. They're, I do like the word ball wash. Well, I mean, I think the Dabbleverse is, it's all, uh-oh. That probably should have been a penalty by Anderson in full disclosure. But the whole Dabbleverse is really just, well, I've got more than you. I have more money than you. You know, I guarantee I'm the only one who lives in $1 million home. Not bragging, that's just reality. I'm willing to put, you know, someone who's trusted in the Dabbleverse world, like someone, everyone involved. Let's all put our home addresses. Now, in order to put your home address in there, you gotta own. You can't rent. And let's see who has the most valued home. I guarantee you, it's me. So I'm good. That's why I can laugh at having 13 Patreon subscribers. Fuck it. Uh-oh. 10 minutes left, man. Here we go. See how negative the stream just got when I started talking about I've got a nicer home than anyone. Even I'm not immune to the negativity. But now I'm back to watch. You know, when I'm watching the Kings lose, and I feel better than talking about the Dabbleverse. Oh, I thought we almost scored there. Well, I mean, you know, listen, I'll be the first person to admit I wish I had more than 9 people in here, but you know, I'd rather it be a stream that's not based on saying "fuck this guy" or "this girl's a whore" or "I've got more than this person." You know, I'm gonna have a good time at Hackamania. You know, I mean, from what I've understood, it's near sold out. I mean, as a comic, I can drive to the gig. You know, it's about a 4.5 hour drive for me. Yeah, I mean, it's a total pro wrestling. You know, bad guys, good guys. And now even they say Kevin and Bob Levy may reunite on MLC. Whereas a month ago, it was like, fuck Bob Levy and fuck Kevin. And, you know, it's just, that's why Chad is so good for it. Because he's a wrestling fan. So he gets the heel face turns and sorry, I am listening to you guys, but the game is picking up high drama right now. We got 8 minutes, man. This is going, but you know, when your team's losing, the clock sure does go fast. Here comes Byfield. Come on, baby. Quentin Byfield, number 2 overall pick from 2 years ago. He's up for a new contract. He's a restricted free agent. Oh, almost tipped in there. 4-2 Edmonton Oilers with 8 minutes left to go. I get DMs, Daniel M. I get DMs. We got 3 DMs today on Twitter. But I used to enjoy listening to all the shows. Now I really don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I realize that if I was roasting people in the Dabbleverse and took on the negativity of that world, I'd have 100 people in here super chatting me and all that shit. But like you guys know, my voiceover. Well, here we go. Adeline Demonde, 1999, coming in hot from a girl who knows nothing about hockey or the King's toast. Adeline, you are the apple pan of my eye. The Kings are not toast, but they are English muffins right now. It's not looking good. And thank you very much. I believe, Adeline's a baller. She's super chatted twice, both for 20 hooves, which is about what I've made in the last 4 streams. So business is looking good. I am wearing my Kenny Omega shirt tonight. The cleaner. Of course, I don't look as good as he does in this shirt, but wow. Zach Hyman has 7 goals this playoff series. Connor McDavid, 12 points. I mean, he's just unstoppable. That son of a bitch. Boom Shakalaka would have. That's like 7 T-shirts. Yeah, I do like the cleaner. He was good on AEW Dynamite tonight. We could, of course, the new elite, the Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks attacked viciously Kenny Omega. Well, you'll like this, James McCowan. Look at what I have. The Kenny Omega Street Fighter wrestling doll. Sorry. Okay, and for those of you wondering what shows I'm on at the Netflix, it's a joke fest. I'm not on any of them. Welcome to Hollywood. Yes, suplex the like button. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I'm a little old to be collecting wrestling dolls. But as Lex Luger's assistant told me, don't call it a wrestling doll. Call it a wrestling action figure. So there you go. Thank you very much, Adeline Demonde. Only I know the true identity of that person. They like to lurk in the shadows. But if you're going to super chat me $20, you can lurk as much as you want. Yes. It's a friendly stream here. All right, we got 7 minutes left. 4-2 Edmonton Oilers. Just not. Come on, Dubois. Get it together. No, she is not Neil Diamond. Or maybe it's not a she. Maybe I'm saying she has cover. Now, here's the interesting thing about the LA Kings. If they do lose this game tonight, they got a lot of interesting roster questions. Matt Roy is a unrestricted free agent this year or next year. So is Victor Arvidsson. So do they bring them back? What do you do with Pierre-Luc Dubois? I mean, you got him for another 7 years at $8.5 million. So, I don't know what more you can do. Hey, but at least the Ontario Reign are in the playoffs. 3 p.m. Sunday, Game 2. Channel 9 for you local LA people. Yes, I am live, Kongzilla. 5:59 left to go in the third period, kids. The Edmonton Oilers up 4-2, 3 games to 1 in the series. Italian Stallion, I might say your name is an acronym or an anagram. All right, we got to get a goal here pretty soon. No penalties, please. It's all good, Kongzilla. What matters is that you're here now. And that means the world to me. Hey, we've got 6 people and 9 likes. That looks like 69 on the top of my computer. Hello. All right, we got a popcorn shrimp commercial from Jack in the Box. I don't believe I would really trust getting shrimp from Jack in the Box, to be completely honest with you. But hey, you like what you like. And now I see that Subway has footlong cookies, as if the sandwiches weren't putting enough cholesterol in your heart. Let's make the cookies bigger. Jesus Christ, man. Footlong cookies. I got to be honest with you. I ate Taco Bell the other night. I was starving after the Comedy Store, 2 in the morning, and they have a steak quesadilla that's not horrible. You got that right, Dr. Nova. You got that right. Popcorn shrimp. So deep fried shrimp and a deep fried, like a French fry, I guess. As if a French fry ain't going to kill you. Hey, let's fry shrimp and put it in the French fry. I mean, no wonder people are dying of fucking heart attacks. I know. A 12-inch cookie, a 24-hour stream, Night Moose. There's not enough money in the world that you guys could send me where I would do a 24-hour stream. I don't have it in me. I just can't. Yeah, I love you guys. I love money. There's no amount of money in the world that can make me stay up for the next 24 hours to stream. I know Melton did that a couple times. I can't. I don't need the money that bad. But I appreciate it. I mean, Well, I will say the steak quesadilla is very good. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I can only imagine the quality of the steak Taco Bell is getting ain't what you're getting at Dan Tana's or Jones on Santa Monica and La Brea. But, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, a cow's a cow. So it's got to be relatively close to the cut that the nicer restaurants of Los Angeles are getting. All right, we got 5 minutes left to go in the Kings season if they don't figure it out. I can't do that, AC/DC. I can't do that. My friend in chat just asked me if I would do a 24-hour stream. I wouldn't do it for $5,000. And I swear to God, I would not. I mean, a foot-long pretzel. I mean, I can't do that. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, listen, I had, what did I have the other night? I had a burger and fries that, I haven't had fries in probably 10 years, but whoa, Jesus, we got a goalmouth scramble here. Holy fuck. I mean, the Kings are trying. I'll give them that. Cinnamon churro. I like Cinnamon's. What's the cinnamon raisin? Not the cinnamon. The pretzel with the fucking 3 pounds of cinnamon on it. Like that's the energy drink. You just have a glass of water and that, and you'll be flying high. All right, you got LaFerriere, Kopitar, and Byfield out. We got 3 minutes and 38 seconds left. I mean, I don't eat that much, to be honest with you. I would say on an average day, 2 to 3,000 calories a day. But I also work out every day, so you could really eat anything. Oof. I mean, the Kings are trying, man. I'll give them. They're not going down. Ooh, Dubois. Come on, Dubois. Oh, Dubois, if you could engineer a comeback right now. Two minutes and 50 seconds left. Well, I'm at the 250 mark. It might be. Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, I'm gonna take my all right, Arvidsson with some nice slashes there. That's for sure. I like Dan Bogdino. I mean, he's a Hannity ball washer, but wasn't he a street cop before? Score, baby! Score, baby! We got Adrian Kempe, baby. We are now 2 minutes and 18 seconds. 4-3. King Kempe, baby doll. King Kempe just scored. It's the odds are against us, but Adrian Kempe on an assist from Matt Roy, the Comedy Store connection. All right. See what happens. We'll see what happens. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the game. 4-3 Edmonton Oilers. I respect that. I mean, I don't necessarily, I didn't like when him and Geraldo or Geraldo would go at it on Hannity. It was a little too pro wrestling for me. But what up, Williamson? We're just watching the last 2 minutes of the LA Kings maybe season. Come on, man. Oh, fuck. All right, 2 minutes left, baby. We got the line of Dubois. Dubois with a nice pass. Spence shoots the puck in. Here comes Arvidsson in. We got Arvidsson more. Ooh. Come on, Dubois. Get your fat ass in gear. 2-on-1. Oh. Woo. All right, 1:31 left, guys. What up, Mason in Portland? We got 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Here comes Fiala, dumps the puck in the zone. Arvidsson in on the chase, comes in on CC. Fiala digging behind. We got Arvidsson out to the point with Doughty. Doughty surveys, gives it back to Arvidsson. Arvidsson looking for Fiala in the slot. Doughty at the point. Doughty back to Arvidsson. Arvidsson out to Kempe on the point. Oh, Arvidsson in the circle. Oh! Danault couldn't get there. Almost. Danault back around to Kopitar. Out to Arvidsson. Arvidsson back to Kopitar. Arvidsson looking for Doughty. Here we go. Fiala to Doughty at the point. Fiala back to Doughty. Back to Fiala. Kings are down low. Winged around to Arvidsson. Doughty out to Arvidsson. Kopitar shuffles around the boards. Fiala in on the pinch. Ah, shit. 19 seconds left. What are you going to do? What can you do? 19 seconds left. 4-3 Edmonton Oilers. The Comedy Store is packed for the most part every night, to be honest with you. It's and now you've got the Netflix is a joke festival. I think the next week and a half. So it's a pretty happening place right now. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a penalty on to know. I can't. Oh, man, Kongzilla, you just ruined the game for me. I mean, this repping's been a little wonk, to be honest with you. It's not why we're lost 4-1, but, when you lose 4-1, Zach Amico is not an entertaining guy. Well, he is as the host of Naked Roast Battle. I can assure you of that. I've seen that firsthand. It ain't pretty. But I've actually never seen Zach do a stand-up, so I'm not sure. And a lot of people think I'm lying when I say that. I don't, as you guys know, watch stand-up. I want to do it. I certainly don't want to fucking watch it. So 15 seconds left, but apparently to Kongzilla, he can read into the future. And looks like the Kings lose the third year in a row to the Edmonton Oilers. And, what are you going to do? Going to be... Oh, see, I don't watch Legion of Skanks. I don't watch Kill Tony. I don't watch Roast Battle. I mean, I could be if I studied the rosters a little better, especially the Oilers. I do a pretty good job. Well, it's going to be an interesting offseason for the Kings. The odds are probably both goalies will not be back with the Kings next year, and Talbot and Rittich. Matthew Roy, who knows if he'll be back. Arvidsson, who knows if he'll be back. Dubois, they got to figure out what to do with him. I love the handshaking ceremony, man. It is the fucking coolest thing in sports. You can tell who the players respect the most. Doughty's definitely getting the longest handshakes with the other Oilers. What can you do? I mean, the Kings put themselves in this position. There's Talbot talking to Hyman, ex-teammates. Talbot, ex-Edmonton Oiler, of course. What can you do? Kings look pretty dejected. But, what can you do? Like, they've got a good team. They're just, every fucking year they have to, that's nice to see Deneau and McDavid shake hands. Just one of those things, man. They just can't. They don't have an answer for McDavid and Draisaitl. Be interesting to see if Jim Hiller, the Kings coach, comes back. It's going to be a very interesting offseason for the Kings. They clearly have to get, I think, some more muscle and, bigger. meaner, I guess. I don't know if I could do that, Daniel. I'm a little too lazy for that. Well, now I can go back to watching the NHL playoffs with nothing at stake. Going to be a long plane ride home from Edmonton for the Kings. I'm trying to do more lives. But, that's winning the Stanley Cup. Great. The 2 years we won the Cup in 2012 and 2014 were fucking awesome. That's why it's the toughest thing in pro sports to win. I mean, if you think about it, the NFL, you play a 17-game season and you play, what is it, a maximum of 3 playoff games or 4 if you're a wild card team. Hockey, you have to win 16 games. 4 out of 7 series. I mean, you basically have to win another quarter of the season almost. Now, you might argue it's tougher in the NFL because if you lose 2 in a row, that's like losing 7 in a row in hockey. So there's cases to be made. Yeah, flick the like button, you tax cheaters. No, I have not. I don't feel the need to message people privately to say, I think everyone knows by now. I mean, the only person I messaged privately was about a year and a half ago when I was on the Shuley network. I think like 3 Sundays in a row doing the Miserable Men podcast. I think they stopped doing that pretty soon after I left. I was just, I forget what I said to him, to be honest with you. It was no beef between me and Shuley, but I was just like, hey, man, I got nothing on Stuttering John, dude. I got one story. Yes, Brody. We all miss Brody, that's for sure. Yeah, can you imagine that? A 4 out of 7 series between the Steelers and the Ravens. Yeah, but I mean, I saw that coming. I mean, look at Chad and MLC. Look at Levy will go back there, and then he'll go back to Shuley, and then Chad will be out. Chad will go back to Shuley, and it's pro wrestling. Sorry about that. That's my dryer warming up the clothes. That won't be for too much longer, but you're going to have to deal with it. So welcome to the Earlverse. I seen him argue with Tony H live on Periscope. I mean, I didn't really dig that stuff, but yeah, there are factions. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's all pro wrestling, and the funny thing is, like most of the Dabbleverse, I don't think knows they're doing pro wrestling. Like Kevin doesn't like pro wrestling. I mean, really, the only guy I don't think Carl and Steel Toe, you could tell likes pro wrestling. Steel Toe's a good heel. I mean, he's not likable at all. And was it John from Win by Two? He's a good. I guess you'd classify him as a heel, more or less. I don't know. I mean, it's not really tempting. I know the money's a lot better in the Dabbleverse than it is in the Earlverse, but I have other sources of income, so I don't rely on the super chats. Speaking of super chats, let me thank the super chats. Adeline Dimond, $20. I don't know if she's left us for the evening, but thank you very much. Kevin is very smart because with Kevin, I think his trolls think that they're trolling him by saying, Neil's better than you are. You're not funny, blah, blah, blah. But Kevin's trolling them. Oh, you want to say I'm not funny? That's fine. $5. You want to say Neil's funnier than me? That's fine. $10. Yeah, drop the plugs early. We're going to do about another 20 minutes in the Earlverse, then I'm going to work out and go into the night, as Ace Frehley would say. But I do thank you guys for joining me on this special edition live watch. And if you're going to be in Vegas, you're going to buy a ticket anyway, put in the promo code Earl for 20% off the price. Benny Mardones, what a fucking creep that guy was. And Patreon, go on my Patreon, see if you like my comedy. If you can't go on Patreon, whatever. I'm just going to do the elliptical. I have an elliptical machine right over there. I could choose to go to John Reed Fitness. I can walk to it, work out on my already fantastic body. And, tonight I'm going to work out at home. I'll put on the hockey channel. I'll bring my iPad, my trusty iPad over and, figure it out. I do not remember that show. I would watch a show with Steven Azizi and Joey Diaz. But, it's tough to get those shows. It's tough to get a show on the air. Good for you, Kongzilla. Good for you. What you should feel bad about is telling me the Kings lost, even though on my screen I had 19 seconds left. Lenny Kravitz has a big dick, let me tell you that much. I mean, good for him, though. If you got it, wear those leather pants. I watch 80s metal videos on my YouTube channel. Also, what else do I do? I watch hockey fights, old hockey fights. I usually start out with Gary Nyland getting KO'd by Bob Probert. Mickey Redmond on the call, the great legend of Mickey Redmond. And before you know it, my workout's over, and I'm in the showers. I'm hitting the showers. No, I'm not really a Kingdom Come. They were, too much for me. Scott Fitzpatrick, we don't know talk like that in this stream. Yeah, you don't wear leather pants and you're above the age of 30 unless you're packing meat. Blue Murder with the great John Sykes on guitar. I believe he left Whitesnake because David Coverdale was a maniac. A lot of people don't know this. Warren DeMartini from Rat was in Whitesnake in 1994. I believe he did the European tour. And that's really, a interesting blend of guitar, I believe. I don't think Tommy Aldridge was in the band. I think it was, I don't know who was in Whitesnake with Warren DeMartini. Warren DeMartini is a great guitar player. If you have a chance to pick up his Japanese import, I believe it was called Crazy Enough to Sing. It's a great guitar album. I didn't know Pearl Jam had new music, to be honest with you. There were some wonky calls in this game. The Kings broadcast is showing some of the wonky calls. I mean, I don't want to be that guy. Yes, Coverdale Page. They were going for a Zeppelin vibe. I think DeMartini might have had 2 solo albums. Japanese import. You can find them on eBay, but they're pretty expensive, for a CD. But, Jakey Lee has I think an album called A Fine Pink Mist, if you will. John Cusack is a non-shower guy. I didn't need to hear that, but yes, Daniel M. I wonder what I'm doing here in the Earlverse some nights, but you know, what can you do? We're all here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe DeMartini's wife has something to do with the Mars Candy Bar dynasty. It's kind of like Mickey Dolenz. Wasn't his mom or someone in Mickey Dolenz family uh, invented, or maybe it was Mike, the other guy, Mike Nesbitt. I think it was Mike Nesbitt from the Monkees. Didn't his mom or dad or uncle invent liquid paper? Yes, Sharon Osbourne did fuck over Jake E. Lee. I mean, Jake E. Lee rescued Ozzy at Bark of the Moon. He wrote basically all of fucking The Ultimate Sin, came up with the melodies. I think Bob Daisley came up with the lyrics, at least on Bark of the Moon. And both of those guys got fucked over. I had an ex-girlfriend once who worked for Sharon, and literally her first gig was cutting. This shows you what a cunt Sharon Osbourne is. Her first gig was literally cutting Jake E. Lee out of all the pictures. Like, this guy rescued your husband's career. And that's how she is. So, no, that was Mark St. John, Dr. Nova. But that's also according to Paul and Gene. Listen, Mark St. John was recommended to Kiss by Grover Jackson, who was the preeminent 80s guitar maker for the 80s metal world. Randy Rhoads, Benny Vincent, Mark St. John, amongst Robin Crosby played Jackson's. So, if Grover Jackson said, hey, this is the guy you should pick, he could play the same solo twice. That's Paul and Gene spinning it. They wanted a guitar player who could play like Randy Rhoads. And I believe Mark St. John, if I'm not mistaken, took lessons from Randy Rhoads because they lived in Orange County. I think the Garden Grove area, ironically enough, where I play hockey or where I played hockey. I'm retired. I retired after I almost killed a 20-year-old. And I'm like, what am I doing? So I think that, Mark St. John was like a classically trained guitar player. I mean, playing Kiss was a step down for him in terms of his technical ability, but it didn't work out. I mean, I think I think Bruce Kulick played the solo on the Animalize song, Lonely as the Hunter. Uh, well, I mean, death to all the Jews. We're not talking Israel Palestine tonight. I'd rather talk about the Dabbleverse. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean that whole Palestine Israel thing on the college campuses. Someone was sending me footage from UCLA last night. Ooh, yes. R.I.P. Bob Kulick. I have a Bob Kulick story. Once I was Russell Peters, the great comic Russell Peters, had called me up and said, "Hey Earl, you like Kiss, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're my favorite group." And he's like, well, Paul Stanley's playing the House of Blues, and we have the same manager. Do you want to go with me? I'm like, "Fuck yeah." And I had just had my ACL surgery, so I was hopping on the meds, and so me and Russell are, I guess you'd call it, not the VIP area or whatever this thing was, in the balcony at the House of Blues, and I'm sitting next to Bob Kulick. So Paul's solo band plays "Wouldn't You Like to Know Me?" Wouldn't you like to know me? And wouldn't you like to show me you care? You've been lonely, but it's not your way. You gotta hold 'em, baby, not today. You've been pushing and you won't get me tonight. You come a calling, but it's much too late. I got the key, but baby, lock the gate. Nobody likes to spend the nights alone. And after they were done playing that, I said to Bob Kulick, "Hey, what you think of that song?" Because he played guitar on the album. He said, it's their interpretation. I mean, you might be right on that, Dr. Nova. Hello, Wheezy Jefferson. I believe you were helping me one time in the stream with my car battery. And never forget, Wheezy Jefferson in the house. 10 more minutes left to go in the Earlverse. I've already hit my goal of making $19.99. I could have quit 45 minutes ago when Miss Demonde super chatted me that, but I still kept going. I'm too lazy to do that, AC/DC. I mean, I thought Paul's solo album was the most Kiss-like of the four, so I liked it the most. I thought Ace's showcased his ability the most. Like, oh, Ace can play and sing, within reason. I thought Gene's was really nothing more than just, hey, look at all the famous friends I know. Here's Helen Reddy. Here's Katie Seagal. Here's Joe Perry. So, Gene was pretty true to who he actually is. And then I thought Peters was probably the worst of the four, but also the truest as to who he is. So I don't like Queensryche. I don't. Well, I shouldn't say I don't like them. They're not for me, but I don't dislike them. Funniest thing is I was at Rocklahoma in 2007, I believe. It was the first Rocklahoma, which me and my buddy Chris knew it would be the best one. So let's go, because these bands like Twisted Sister and Rat and all these, Vince Neil, they'll be happy to be in front of a crowd again. And that's exactly what happened. The first Rocklahoma was awesome. But then each year the bands wanted more money, and then they just fucking they just kind of went down. But Queensryche went on after Jackal, and Jackal was really fucking funny. And right as they ended their set, Jackal was like, hey, we're going to do a meet and greet over there. And so like half the crowd left to meet Jackal while Queensryche is playing in 7,000 degree weather. Well, I mean, I'm sure those guys like Mick Mars and, C.C. DeVille was another classically trained guitar player, but, you're not going to make money playing Beethoven. You're not going to make money doing blues scales. Like, Mark St. John was not only was he a classically trained guitar player, but he, by Randy Rhoads, he was allegedly, I mean, I have no proof, but that's the word on the street was he took lessons from Randy, and he started teaching classical guitar. There's no money in that. So you kind of have to, you got to sell out. It's very similar to like me and Roast Battle. I am not a roast comic from the standpoint of roasting other people. I roast myself. So I sold out. Oh, I can call someone fat and get on TV. Cool. Who do you want me to call fat? I mean, Mick Mars was old when he joined Motley Crue. Jelly Roll was at Rocklahoma. I met Jelly Roll at the Rainbow a couple of weeks ago. Very nice dude. Like, he's happy. And then Flavor Flav walked up behind me, and I kind of bumped into him. We both looked at each other, and he's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Dude, you got to give it to me once." And he knew what I was asking him. He just looks at me and goes, "Boy!" And I just walked away. I bought a lot of T-shirts at the original Rocklahoma. I think I gave them all to homeless, but there were some good ones. Yeah, I mean, you got to figure that Motley Crue, Mick Mars and Motley Crue, they've known each other for 45 years. The level of hatred that you have towards people after working with them for 45 years. And he's really, I mean, I would say Tommy Lee's a true musician, but I mean, Mick Mars was really the glue that held Motley Crue together. And then they, listen, he's fucked up. I saw them in 2015 at the Honda Center with a girl who shall remain nameless. And he looked like shit then. That's 10 years ago, 9 years ago. So, that new Crue song, Rainbow Pizza is great. Cold C, we don't talk about internal Dabbleverse distractions in here. I mean, I would say my top favorite bands. Leo, we don't talk about internal Dabbleverse employment here. I would say Kiss, in no order: Kiss, Rat, The Cars, Poison, and Springsteen. I love the Rainbow. I live maybe about a 10-minute walk to the Rainbow and a 2-minute drive. So I don't go as much as I used to because it's yes, yes. Hit the like button and you know. I mean, I can't be talking about the Ray DeVito employment structure in this stream. All in this stream right now. We got 4 minutes left to go in the Earlverse. The Tubes are definitely up there. I mean, who else? I mean, Van Halen. Night Ranger. Can we talk about The Turn? I don't know what that is, Doom. You can if you super chat me about it. Hello. I'm actually kind of surprised Kiss is the fave. Yeah, but I mean, I don't go to a show to judge the virtuosity of the drummer, the guitar player, the bass player. I listen to music to, uh, you know, devoid myself of the fucking insanity of my job of stand-up comedy and all the shitheads I have to deal with on a daily basis. Your clips suck too. We will not have two people from the Ray DeVito employee infrastructure arguing in my stream. All in this stream right now, 3 minutes early. I don't care if you guys promise to super chat me $10 million. No, none of that. Yes, hit the like button, you cheap bastards. So I can buy another Kenny Omega t-shirt. These things are expensive, man. $29 plus you pay another $3 for the premium cotton, and this cotton feels like fucking steel wool. Pro Wrestling Tees, what are you doing? $34 for this shit. Mama. Let me thank my one. Colt C, $1.99. Here we go. Don't do it, E-Unit. I was going to end the stream anyway, and at the 1 hour mark, Colt C. I don't do the panhandling bullshit on here. Thank you to my tippers, as William Zoom would say. Thank you very much to Adeline and Colt C. You guys have a special place in my heart and my wallet. I don't know, William Zoom, about that. I don't know. Leo Gunn, $2. Super chats are coming, baby. Earl, any thoughts on the band Ghost? Ban Ray DeVito. Colt C and Doom, enough of the crosstalk with the Ray DeVito employee infrastructure wars. I can't have that in here. My life is depressing enough without that shit coming in. All right, we got 20 more seconds, guys. Any thoughts on the band Angelus? Back to Ghost. I hear they're amazing live. I've never seen them, Leo Gunn, but thank you very much for the two hooves. Any thoughts on the band Angelus? Never heard of them, to be honest with you. But I say that with no ill will towards them. They probably never heard of me either. Yes, 100%, Dr. Nova. And to know, see, most people would say, hey, I'm getting a few more super chats. I'll keep going for another 20 minutes to bilk my fans. And to show you how the Earlverse operates,